And it's like, oh my gosh. And then the thing is, it's suited just for you. Whatever you watch, that's what it knows. The algorithm is suited just for Lisa. It's like a fingerprint. Your TikTok is going to be totally different than mine. Yours is going to be totally different. It's a whole like, oh my gosh, it's incredible. And guess what happened? Guess what happened? I kid you not. This man came down the steps and he had no legs. He had no legs. He had crutches, maneuvering himself, walking down the steps. He only had like thighs. The bottom half of his legs, like his calves, were gone. He had no feet. Here I am complaining about walking down the stairs and my shoelaces being undone. And I kid you not, 5 to 10 seconds later, here comes this man ambulating down the stairs with no legs. Talk about a sobering moment in my life. And it was at that point in time where I said, I am not grateful. I am not grateful. I was not grateful because I was too busy focused on what I did not have versus what I have. And if you are that type of person, you're always focused on what you don't have versus what you do have, you will never maintain peace. Never.
You are entering the Urban Suite with Dr. Lisa Lacan. Let's talk about urban issues plaguing our community.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Let's talk about mental health. Lisa.
Hello, my urbanites. Welcome into the Urban Suite with me, Dr. Lisa Lacan. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tonight, as always, we have an awesome show. Listen, my urbanites. I want you to understand and know that you can change your circumstances based on what you say and based on your thoughts and also the intent behind it. I'm going to reveal something to you tonight about the power of being thankful and what it can do to change your whole perspective about life, how you see things, how you view things, how you respond to things. Sometimes being thankful is underrated, but I'm here to show you tonight the importance of being thankful, especially during the holiday season, So after our word from our sponsor, Blessed Ministries Incorporated, and some other wonderful stuff we have planned for you, as well as our missing person, we'll be right back. Stay with us. Yeah, we have Felicia. We have my source, Cynthia. Good evening. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love that blue. Look at that. Getting ready.
Of course, you love the blue.
Yes, I got my look.
Jessica Burns.
Jessica Burns. Good evening, Jessica and Felicia. Oh, thank you. Good evening. And Nas, thank you. That's my family right there. Nas, I tell you, thank you for joining into the Urban Suite. And if this is your first time, you are now officially an urbanite.
Yes, that's right.
All right, so we are back. I'm looking for my bell, you guys. Where is it? I cannot find it. This is our missing person. Oh, it's right here. If it were a snake, it would have bitten me. So we are doing our missing person, and we do this every week. We have our live show, which comes on 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it is at this point in time, I need you to share. I need you to like. I need you to subscribe. Also, you can become a member of my YouTube channel, which is Urban Tools for Change Network. So let's see. Before we begin, we have Jaleesa Mysore. Hello. Yes, we have Jaleesa. How are you? Thank you for entering into the Urban Suite. This may be your first time. So with that said, guess what? You are now an Urbanite. Hello, namaste. Yes, Dr. Lisa. Yes, we have Felicia. Felicia, guess what I have? I have the book right here. And guess what? It is signed by the author. See, I told you guys, listen, I have more copies, autographed books of Seeking Science. So definitely hit me up. Or you can write right here in the chat. Let me know if you would like a copy. Oh, you are so welcome. Let me put that up. You are so welcome. Listen, I know this is the holiday and it's time to give. Yes, yes, yes. I have it right here. This book is phenomenal and it's written by your soar, Dr. Jennifer Payne Parrish. You will be very proud of her. So, as always, we do our missing person segment, and I have to say, this is although all of the show is fantastic. This particular segment right here is so important. And this is why I need you to share this information, because these are people's loved ones that are gone missing. So who do we have tonight? We have Chloe Bonita Sims, and she's been missing since, listen to this date, since October the 26th, 2023. So we're talking 4 weeks. There's no update. She's been missing for 4 weeks, and she's been missing from Bristol, Virginia. Now, she's only 14 years old, and she's female. Her race is Black. Her complexion is dark. Her height is 5'9". She's 120 pounds. Her hair color is black. Her hair length is shoulder length, and her eye color is brown. So this is the location last seen. Chloe was last seen at home on October 25th, 2023 by her father, Derek Sims. Listen, I need you all in this area of Virginia. I need you to share this information, get it out there. She's 14 years old and she's been missing for 4 weeks. All right. So the circumstances of her disappearance. Chloe is considered endangered. Listen to that. She is considered endangered and may possibly be in the Southern Maryland area. She may be with another 15-year-old male. Chloe may be wearing her hair in red color dreadlocks. Anyone with information, please contact Prince William County Police Department. And that number is, and I'm going to say that number slow for my audio podcast, that would be Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts. I need you to listen to this number. It's area code 571-722-6078. I'm going to repeat that number again. It's area code 571-722-6078. Or you can contact the Black and Missing Foundation Incorporated. That's BAMFI. And that telephone number is 877-97-BAMFI, which translates into 22634. So listen, let's bring Chloe Bonita Sims home. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so Gratitude Unleashed exploring the power of being thankful. Let me tell you, there's such a thing called self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So basically, self-fulfilling prophecy basically means whatever you say about your life, that's why it's called self-fulfilling prophecy. Whatever you say about your life, the probability is very high that it will manifest. Okay. And let me tell you why. Because our body is connected. Our mouth, our mind, our hormones, everything is connected. So I gave you all a homework assignment last week. I asked you to name 5 things that you are either grateful for or thankful for. Because tonight we're talking about gratitude unleashed. And we're going to talk about the main ingredients of gratitude. All right. Because gratitude is sort of like an attitude, it's an overall disposition. Now, the 3 things I need you all to write this down, and this is according to Oxford Dictionary and other researchers. There are 3 main ingredients to gratitude. And those 3 main ingredients, one, being thankful. You have to be thankful. And I'm going to give a demonstration of each and every one and how, listen to what I'm getting ready to say, how dopamine, that feel-good hormone, ties into all of this, whereas it will assist in helping you alleviate depressive thoughts and a depressive disposition. So number 1, being thankful. Number 2 is appreciative. And number 3, sometimes this is a hard one for some folks, but not my urbanites, right? Being kind. Being kind. Sometimes people are just mean and nasty. And I tell you why a little later when I go down the 3. All right. So the first one, gratitude unleashed. What is it when we are being thankful, right? So have you ever experienced seeing someone and they were struggling and you assisted them? Didn't it make you feel good? I mean, really think about it. It made you feel like you assisted them in helping them do what they needed to do, helping them reach their goal. That's what connectedness is all about. So, say for instance, if someone helped you, you would say, oh my God, thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You have been a lifesaver. And sometimes you are that lifesaver. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Just by you expressing your thanks and expressing gratitude on that element, you are releasing dopamine. Oh my God, thank you so very much. Oh my God, thank you, thank you. If we practice that more than we practice looking at the negative effects of things, we will have a release of more dopamine, causing us to have more pleasurable experiences in life, being thankful. And that's why it's so important. Like I said, I don't care about the pagan holiday of Thanksgiving. I'm not there to like, oh my gosh, and the Plymouth Rock. No, Thanksgiving is a time for me to be thankful for the family that I have, to be thankful that I woke up that morning, to be thankful that I'm able to pay for food, to be thankful that I'm able to make the food, to be thankful that my husband is there, to be thankful that my children. You see how that works? When you keep focusing on what you're thankful for, you're releasing that dopamine. And now you're like, oh my gosh, I have such a pleasurable moment in time right here and now. Being thankful. That's one ingredient to gratitude. And when I say unleashed, what do you see when you walk a dog on a leash? That dog should be controlled by you. That's what a leash is for. But unleashed is, guess what? There are no boundaries in what you're thankful for. There are no boundaries in showing the next one appreciation. You know what? This is an interesting story about showing appreciation. This is why I always say you give your flowers to those that are living and show your appreciation now, because you never know what they're going through. So a couple of years ago, an old friend died. So I was reading some like memory things or whatever, and someone actually said, you know what? I would see you all the time. I learned from you, and I am successful because of you, but I never said thank you. I really didn't appreciate who and what you instilled in my life. Now, to me, they had access to that person. They knew where that person was. They knew what that person contributed in their life. Why didn't they show appreciation? Why don't I show appreciation for people who deserve it? One, I'm selfish and I just don't care. And oftentimes, when we don't show appreciation when it is deserving, we are oftentimes selfish. Now, I know there's certain things there. One thing that I regret, and that's not showing appreciation to a previous or past dean that I had in my undergraduate school. I am here, Dr. Lisa, as a result of him allowing me to come into Hampton. And I had been thinking about him for the longest time. But I did reach out to his daughter and I expressed why I was appreciative, because I didn't know that he had died. I didn't know anything. I was looking for him, but I found out that he had died via his daughter. But I did go that extra mile. I reached out to his daughter, and you know what? I said, I am so appreciative of what your dad did, because I am who I am because of what he did. My urbanites, don't ever get too busy. Listen to this. Don't ever get too busy showing your appreciation for someone who deserves it. You don't want to have that regret. And let me tell you about showing your appreciation. Oftentimes it's very reciprocal. Now, I'm not saying that you do it just because you're going to get something in return, but that's that connectedness. It's so important. But a lot of us always look at the negative. Oh, this person never helped me. Oh, I didn't, you know what? I'm not feeling this person. I'm not feeling that person. I'm never. Well, who are you feeling? Yourself? I mean, really, think about it. Think about it. What attitude are you projecting onto the world? If you're not being thankful, and listen to this, if you are not appreciating what other people have done, 9 times out of 10, you are not. This is the third element or the third ingredient. You are not kind. Now, being kind, little small things, little small gestures. When you go to the grocery store, when you have your cart, being kind and mindful is when you stop, don't stop in the middle of the aisle. You push your cart over to the side because you're not the only one in the grocery store, okay? So being kind is thinking of other people and not always thinking of yourself. Being kind is when you're looking at something to review, point out the positive things first and then segue into the things that could be negative. Being kind is, you know what, letting someone walk through the door first or even holding the door. I can't stand when people walk through the door in front of me and they know that I'm behind them and they don't hold the door open. That is not kind. That is not kind. Why? Because the door could hit me in my face. It's not kind because I'm thinking you're not thinking about me at all. It's all about you. And to be perfectly honest, sometimes those acts of unkindness, they can be contagious. So rather than creating a world of where people are, thoughtful and thankful and appreciative and kind, we have a world that's the total opposite. And let me tell you about gratitude. It's free. You don't have to pay anyone to display an attitude of gratitude. Who do you have to pay? If I say, oh my gosh, you look nice today, give someone a compliment. I give people compliments all the time. Oh, those boots are great. Oh, I love that lipstick. You look fantastic. Like, give people compliments. Now, I want to go back to the whole theme of the power of being thankful. Because what I talked about is that release of dopamine. If you will name 5 things that you are thankful for, and you really start to believe it in your heart, your entire disposition is going to change. I guarantee it. If you focus on those 5 grateful things. Oh, thank you. Oh, my hair goes, oh, thank you. That's my barber, Alex, up here in New Jersey. Thank you. Thank you. See, thank you. See, I acknowledge. I said, thank you. And she did. See, it's very important. Give people their flowers while they're living. Celebrate them. So, I'm going to share this next week because I'm going to talk about seasonal affective disorder. Seasonal affective disorder. Now, what seasonal affective disorder? I'm going to get into it next week. We are coming up with the holiday season right now. So after like Halloween, you see things in the store like Christmas trees, Christmas lights, wrappings. So people are triggered. Listen to what I'm saying. They're triggered by the sights and the scenes of Christmas. And because they're triggered, they become depressed. Seasonal affective disorder is a mood disorder characterized by depression, and it happens the same time every year. And guess what? Do you realize you can train your body to be depressed every year at the same time? And we're going to talk about that next week. Winter blues. Yes, winter blues. That's what it's called, winter blues. You can command your body to experience those winter blues every year just based on your thoughts. Based on your thoughts. It is so powerful. The mind is so powerful. That's why I want you to do this exercise. Think of 5 things, just 5 things. I can think of way more than 5 things. I don't care how small it is. I don't care if I'm able to wiggle my fingers. I don't care if I'm able to smile. I don't care what it is. 5 things. Think of those 5 things, and I guarantee you, once you think of 5 things, more stuff will come to mind that
Here,
you.
let's give them an example. Let's give them an example real quick from something you said last week.
Okay. I am so thankful for my family. I am thankful how I was raised. I'm thankful for my grandparents. I'm thankful for my mom, my dad, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, my sister. I am so thankful. My husband, my daughter. I have so much to be thankful for. How dare I look at what I don't have? Absolutely. Absolutely. I cannot spend energy focused on what I don't have. Why? What? I mean, when you think about it, if you're focused on what you don't have, in and of itself, that will bring you down. That will get you in a depressive mode and a depressive mindset. And guess what? It will be intrusive in your mind. It will be intrusive in your overall disposition. It will be intrusive in your personality if you allow those negative thoughts to take captive of your mind. And this is why we have to renew our mind. We have to get in the habit of, one, being thankful for something. When you wake up in the morning, you have to get in the habit of being thankful for at least, I would say, at least 3 things every day. Try to do it for a week straight. It could be the same thing, it could be something different. But as soon as your feet hit the floor, as soon as your eyes open up and you can see, and you can say, I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that I can see. Listen, I work with people with disabilities. I work with people who are blind. I work with people who are deaf, the deaf community. I work with people who are hard of hearing. I work with people with low vision. And they are grateful and thankful for the opportunities that they have. And this is what I tell people. If you, outside of a chemical imbalance, which sometimes you can control because of your thoughts and what you speak, but if you have not been diagnosed and you are feeling depressed, I encourage people strongly, seriously, to go to a feeding shelter, to go to a homeless shelter, to work with people with disabilities, to work with small children on the oncology ward in the hospital. So you can see for yourself that, you know what, your life may be bad, but it may not be as bad as the next person. I'm thankful because I have X, Y, and Z. Curtis, you have any questions?
No, I was gonna say that you know, the things that you were talking about before last week as well, like with some of the methods that people can use to maintain their peace and stuff like that, that ties in with being thankful. You know what I'm saying? So like some of those practices, so it's not just, so make them tie in, like you could be thankful, also practicing your ways of acquiring peace, also practicing your ways of maintaining peace. You know what I'm saying? Like some of those little tactics and stuff that that's gonna get you through the day is also gonna be helping so that you're not sick. Like talk about how, that affects your physical as well.
Right. So for me, I go jogging, right? So I go jogging and it's getting cold, but I'm still a trooper. I jog outside. So while I'm jogging outside, I listen to music. While I jog outside, thoughts come in my head. and things of like, I'm grateful for X, Y, and Z while I'm jogging. And you can do the same thing. You don't have to jog. You can walk. You can engage in yoga. You can engage in some type of physical activity. And the wonderful part about expressing, what you're thankful for, you can do it silently, or you can do it orally while you're walking in the mall. You can do it while you're walking to the store. You can do it while driving in your car. It's an active activity that can always be done. Always be done.
And overall, like you said, that helps you maintain your peace.
Right. Okay. So Felicia says, I'm thankful for a younger brother who is oh
I'm thankful for my older sister too. See, there we go.
oh, see, isn't that something? And then you have those memories,
Yeah.
of just growing up and doing things together, and going to school. I mean, and then oftentimes, say for instance, this is a very tough situation, and I think a lot of people experience the winter blues and the holiday blues because they do lose loved ones. They may lose a mother, father, both, children, or whatever. How do you get through those times? And I always let people know you get through those times by remembering the good, and also perhaps making a dedication to them, like planting a tree or something like that. And that's how, you can do it. But each person is definitely, going to be different in terms of the relationship that they had with the person, as well as who that person was to them. But yeah, so next week also we're going to tie in everything, because the first thing that I talked about, part one, is how to acquire peace. And then I talked, part two was how to maintain your peace. And now tonight I'm talking about gratitude unleashed, the wonderful power of, being thankful. And then next week, I'm going to go a little deeper to talk about seasonal affective disorder and how this mood disorder is really triggered. Listen to this, is triggered by a hormonal release based on a perception of a psychological stress. It's very interesting. And how every year, we release this hormone based on triggering events. Those events could be Christmas carols singing, Christmas tree, Christmas lights, people saying Merry Christmas. It could be whatever it is.
But also too, maybe it's because those are signifiers of the winter time too. Because
that's right. That's the trigger. It's all of that. Yeah.
That makes you think it's wintertime. So like maybe there's something also too, because it's always called the winter blues, and they never really call it the summer blues or the spring blues.
Right, because the sun goes down, and know about vitamin D.
Right.
So vitamin D again helps us feel better, helps us, but when we're losing that vitamin D so early in the day, it's like 5 o'clock looks like 10 p.m.
and it's like, I feel like we should have a winter background now, because it's so cold up here now. So like once it gets cold, it gets dark.
Right.
Like all that physical stuff is triggering that too,
Absolutely. And then what we have to do is identify ways to counteract that. Whatever works for us that's healthy, to counteract that. So how do we counteract that? What do you engage in? Is it reading a book? Is it going to a mall? Is it going to some place that's well lit? Is it hanging out with friends? Is it hanging out with family? Going to the mood. What is it? That's healthy, that will help us alleviate the blues, because the more we say I have the blues, guess what's going to happen?
Whatever you concentrate on will grow.
That's whatever you focus on will grow. So if we focus on I have the winter blues, or the winter blues is coming up, Halloween is kind of like, oh my gosh, here it comes, the winter blues. We're going to have the winter blues. And that's why we have to renew our mind.
Right. And concentrate on the opposite of, counteracting that. So understand that it's coming, so that we're going to practice the things that need to counteract that. I want to try something real quick because there's some simple things that you said about that you could be thankful for too.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite food at Thanksgiving to have? What's something that you really love to have during Thanksgiving? Or something that just reminds you of family?
Y'all gonna kick me out the urban suite.
Oh no, don't say bean casserole.
No. Pumpkin pie.
She ain't say sweet potato pie, she said pumpkin pie.
I know.
She
Oh my gosh, I love pumpkin pie. I'm
Right.
thankful. And I have
Yes.
pumpkin pie. I brought pumpkin pie home from my mom and dad's house. I have pumpkin pie right in my kitchen.
See, and that's that makes you feel happy. I mean, that's
Yes.
this other stuff probably attached to that pumpkin pie too. It
Well,
reminds you
it's
of
the
your
memories of
Yeah.
growing up, childhood, the smell of it. You know,
Mhm.
odors also can trigger emotions. Odors, sounds, you know, music,
Yeah, well,
songs.
aromatherapy and stuff too. That's what because like certain things like I love the smell of cheesecake. It's just I can't eat it though. I can't really eat it, but
Mhm.
I love the smell of it. You know what I mean? Like
So
certain
yeah.
smells you'll remind you of, like when they have like the fireplace going, have a little pine cone
Oh, right.
smell and stuff
Yes.
that
I
reminds you
love
of
that.
wintertime and stuff. That's why they sell those things as aromatherapy because just
Yep.
by spraying that stuff in the air, it maybe counteracts those other feelings of the sun going down and it being cold.
That's right. So bring up the 3 ingredients of gratitude.
Okay.
Yes. All right. So these are the 3 ingredients of gratitude. Gratitude is an attitude. Basically, it's the disposition, how we carry ourselves, what our motive is. So being thankful and actually demonstrating these things, demonstrating that you are thankful, okay? Demonstrating that you are appreciative and demonstrating that you are kind. You know what? I have another homework assignment for you all. I want you all to reach out to someone to say, you know what? I appreciate you and tell them why. I appreciate you because you are always there for me. I appreciate you because even if it's something that seems so shallow, because you always encourage me on Facebook. I appreciate you. And I appreciate my urban nights. I appreciate Felicia. I appreciate you, Curtis. I appreciate Raquel. I appreciate Jenny Jamaica. I appreciate Jess. I appreciate Nas. I appreciate Sam. I appreciate all of my urban nights. And of course, I don't know all of them, but I'm just going on the ones that are regulars. But I appreciate that, and I appreciate all of my guests that have come on this past year because I could not do it without you. I mean, I could, but you definitely enhance the experience because I don't know it all. I don't know it all. So I appreciate that. And then be kind, purposefully engage in a kind gesture, opening the door for someone. If you're shopping at the grocery store, don't leave your cart in the middle of the aisle. You can tell that's a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah, that must have happened recently. Well,
that happens all the time because people aren't mindful.
Right.
And that's what mindfulness is. Mindful that someone is behind you, and they're on a time schedule. They're not on your schedule. And you need to understand that is just kind of rude.
Some people just travel around in their own little bubble and they can barely see that other people are around them and stuff.
Exactly.
So they might be on their phone really. They're thinking about 10 other things that happen on the way to the store. They're thinking about something that they're supposed to do after they leave the store. So they running into you in the shop, they're not even thinking about you really. They could barely see you.
Right. They're not thinking about you.
But
there's in a
mindful.
sense, they're self-absorbed and they're not thinking about their surroundings. And in that, the surroundings, that includes you and me. So at that point, they're self-absorbed. People who are kind are not self-absorbed.
Well, do you think that and, we always be blaming stuff on technology, but you think like having earbuds and all that stuff and being able to be so focused on being somewhere completely different that kind of helps you to not be focused on where you're at right now?
Absolutely. And this is why this generation coming up, they're having a difficult time relating with humans.
Yeah. Go into
Because
that.
right, because the ear buds and pods or whatever you put on your ears, you're still not aware of your surroundings on so many levels. On so many levels. So you don't even really interact with people by saying hello or
Mhm.
whatever. You know, you're in your own silos, so to speak.
Because like,
And
when
you're self-absorbed.
because like when you're walking past people in the supermarket and stuff, they're having full conversations with somebody that ain't even there. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right, they're on
they
the
totally
phone.
having a conversation on the phone with somebody, and they're not even seeing that you're right next to them, listening to the whole thing.
You know why I like Virginia?
What? Why?
Because people don't know you, but they still wave and say hi.
Mm.
That is a kind gesture.
Yeah.
They still wave and they say, I love that. Because
No, it's just that.
a smile.
Yes.
Say, for instance, if you're going through something and that person doesn't know anything about
Right.
you, just them acknowledging your presence
Mhm.
and displaying a sincere smile can brighten your day.
Mhm. Yeah, they have a greeter at the door at shop right now, and she's real into it. Like
Oh, good.
she's like a little stuffed animal with her and stuff, and she's real into it. And like when she greets you to come in, she makes sure she greets every single person that comes in and stuff. You know?
Yes, there was a greeter at the Walmart. Do you remember the greeter at Walmart on Route 22? He was an older man. He had a disability in a wheelchair, and he could barely speak. But he would always say, "Welcome to Walmart," and
Oh
he
no.
always had that smile. Yes.
Oh,
He was
okay.
there
Yeah.
for a very long time. The Walmart on Route 22.
Yeah, I go there now. I just didn't used to though.
Mm.
But yeah. And the only thing I was going to say about that is that, up here too, and it is good to just to say, just smile and stuff like that, but the waving might be a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? It's like just the head nod and the smile is good. When you start waving at people, it's like you want something. Like, don't be waving at me. Don't be asking me for nothing and nothing like that. Just smile and say hi. Don't.
But see, that's
trying to get my
interesting.
attention.
That's your mindset being raised in this region.
Yeah.
So in the South, there's no ulterior motive to that. It's just a person who's genuine. So it really also depends on, your upbringing, your culture, where you're from. And, I'm kind of used to that. I'm not used to the mindset of what you just said. Like, oh, what's the motive? That's foreign to me.
Yeah, it's just that, people, like, so many people got hustles though. It's just that, like, like, don't start up no conversation with me, stuff like that. Just say hi and keep it moving, stuff like that. Like, people here, like, are more in a rush a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, more like they don't want to be stopped from whatever they're about to do.
Now, this is interesting. This is what Felicia said. She said, I never knew how important that was until I went away to my meditation for 10 days and came back. People missed me. That was interesting. So what was the interesting part, Felicia? If you would like to elaborate, was it interesting that you felt that, that people were going to miss you, or you didn't think anything of it, or, that's interesting. What was the interesting part about that? And it probably made you feel wonderful to be missed.
Yeah. That's good. When you can feel appreciated. That's when you're talking about appreciation and stuff like that.
Right.
So that's
Absolutely.
so it's, on the one hand, one part of it is showing your appreciation, and that's what we're talking about here. But I'm sure the person that feels the appreciation gets a similar sensation.
Right. She's saying, because I would say hello and I didn't think that it meant much. Wow. Isn't that something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That hello, that sounds like Lionel Richie. Hello.
Right.
Is it you're looking for? That hello goes a long way. Hello.
Right. Sometimes, like when you go to a store all the time and you always greet a person or something like that. Like, because honestly, like there's people, like for instance, we keep talking about ShopRite and stuff like that.
100%. She said, but when I was gone, people missed my morning hello. Yes.
Yeah.
They
'Cause-
missed her morning hello.
Yeah, because like even if you don't know the person,
Mhm.
like they still are used to seeing you and you saying hello. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I was gonna say, there's people at ShopRite or whatever that I don't know their name or anything, but I know them from working at ShopRite and I always say hi to them.
Mm-hmm.
So even if I might see them out in the street or something like that, or see them in a different store, I still say hi to them because I know them from shop. We just know each other just because we shop at the same place. And I mean, they work there, and then I just come there to shop. So, but
all right, my urbanites, I think we're getting ready to wrap it up. What do you have to say, Curtis? Any last words?
just we're gonna remind people next week.
Yes. Seasonal affective disorder. Now, it unfortunately would have the acronym of SAD, SAD. Like,
oh wow, I didn't even notice that. Is that intentional?
Could be. I mean, yeah.
That makes you remember it.
Oh, and it's an affective disorder, some mood disorder. So it really makes you remember what it is to be sad, to be depressed, every time during the same time of year. Mm-hmm. It's really incredible when you think about it.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about
last year we did overcoming or conquering the holiday blues, but this year I'm going to specifically talk about seasonal affective disorder and how this hormone that we have, based on our thoughts, based on what we say, it will be released based on what we perceive as a psychological stress. And we can trick, and I say trick, we can trick our body into doing that every single year around the same time, based on our thoughts and based on the language that comes out of our mouth.
Right. Okay.
So, yep. All right, my urbanites. So I need you guys, my urbanites, I need you all to like, I need you to share, I need you to subscribe. Also, I need you to join on my YouTube channel. It's Urban Tools for Change Network. So there are 3 different urban suites. Urban suite number 1 is $2.99 a month. Urban suite number 2 is $6.99 a month. And then urban suite number 3, which is the penthouse, is $24.99 a month. Now, all of those proceeds do not come to me. They go to Bless Ministries Incorporated, the premier human services workforce development agency in the state of New Jersey. We put people to work. If you live in New Jersey and you reside in 11 counties north of, I would say, north of Middlesex, Union, and up, we service you. If you don't, give us a call and we can assist you in finding what agency can assist you appropriately where you live. So if you want more information about Bless Ministries Incorporated, you can go to the website, and that website is www.bmiworks.org. And BMI Works is BMIWORKS.org. It is a legit 501c3 agency in the state of New Jersey. Definitely, you don't have to worry about being scammed because there are a lot of scammers out there, a lot of scammers. So all of those proceeds, 100% of that $2.99 a month, which translates into what, $36? And then you have the $6.99 a month, which translates into $84. And then you have the penthouse, which is $24.99. I don't have the math that quick to do that. That's 25 times 12. All of those proceeds go to Bless Ministries Incorporated. Now, Bless Ministries is sponsoring Urban Tools for Change, and we are heading into our 25th anniversary, and we are going to have a gala. I am so excited. And if you join, you too can get a copy of Seeking Science right here, as well as some other goodies that I have in store for anyone that will join. So again, I thank you for entering into the Urban Suite, where you laugh, learn, cry, and grow with me, Dr. Lisa Lacan. Molly, take us away. Last Friday, last week, working on stuff for my urbanites, my husband, he doesn't quite run, but he saunters in the room. And he looks a little dazed and confused. And he says, someone just stole our car. And I said, what you talking about?
What you talking about, Willis?
He said, someone just stole our car. It was sort of like, I couldn't believe it, which is a form of sort of like, what? I didn't know what he was saying. Like, what? The car? And he didn't believe it either, because you see that? Dr. Lisa is speaking a very shallow truth here. I want to have a good night's sleep, and I don't want extra wrinkles on my face. I refuse for those criminals that took my car to have me have extra wrinkles while they're joyriding in my car. Like, does that make sense? I can't allow two thieves to hijack my peace. I can't allow it.
Just stop. Just stop the car.
I would love to talk to you about the meditation I practice. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Deal. We're going to talk. Absolutely. That's Felicia. So it's very, very, very important that we talk about what's happening internally as well as what's happening externally. Because at the end of the day, when both of them are in sync, that's where that peace comes from. Dr. Lisa will cry, especially when it comes to talking about my family, my loved ones, talking about God. I'm just a baby.
I think it was a very powerful moment, and I think it was, and you brought a tear to my eye as well.
Right.
I think that's very powerful sentiment. So I think it's that.
I'm getting ready to cry again.